Alright, good. So we are live currently at momentarily. Alright, guys. So I want you to say welcome back, guys. This is CARICOM. I be going through these. This is a paper two, guys. Principle of business. This would be a 2020. I think it's a 2022 paper, right? And I be going through most of these questions, so you guys will have I would say a clearer gaps as to what to do. All right. Nonetheless, so we gonna go through these questions here on this paper two. Hello guys, welcome back to everyone. Welcome everyone that's watching the stream. We have 3 persons watching the stream so far. Make sure everyone do drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. Alright, good. I think it's a little bit too late now, but my bad, guys. Alright, so we go through these questions. Alright, let me zoom this up a little. Alright, I think it's too much. Alright, guys, so here, this is a principle of business paper 2. And I will just review just a few questions, guys. I think most of these questions will be, related to your exams tomorrow. We have 19 persons watching the stream, guys. Can make sure everyone do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't do so. Please, guys, can we get at least 20 likes on the stream? We're just gonna go through these questions. All right. So we have seen Jane studied principle of business while attending high school, and was inspired to hone and operate a business in her community. So we need to state 4 reasons why Jane would want to establish her own business. Alright, so we are talking about self-fulfillment. When you're talking about self-fulfillment, guys, we are talking about in regards to investing the business in her own way that she would want it to do. So they say that we just need to state the reasons. So the first reason we know that would be self-fulfillment. Then therefore we'd have talking about the increase of income. When you're talking about increase of income, guys, we see that she wanted to make more money as well, and the increase of control. Therefore, she's talking about that what she could achieve is to ensure that she could, in a stable position, that she could, not just financially in herself, but she would need it to have control in the sense that she could, manage most of the business that she would want it to acquire or in the self of fulfillment. All right, so therefore we are talking about self authorization. We are seeing that Jane here would want it to authorize. So what we are talking about is seeing that she could, inspired, I would say, more business. All right, like open another business in her sense. So this would be the I would say the whole reason why Jane here was inspired on her own business to establish in her own business. So these are just 4 main reasons. We have self-fulfillment, we have increased income, we have increased control, and we have self actualization. All right, good. All right, let me just read the comments. Any comments, guys? We have like 14 persons watching the stream, guys. Make sure everyone do drop a like and drop a like on the stream. All right, can we get at least 20 likes on the stream, guys? And please share the stream. All right. And I'm so sorry that the live is a little bit late, but I was so tired trying to get papers for you guys. All right, so here it says we need to list 3 characteristics I would say Jane would need to possess in order to become successful in entrepreneur. So therefore we are talking about having our own business. So we are talking about having our own business, guys. We'd have seen that once we are creating our own business, we are entrepreneur. So therefore, in order for us to become successful in an entrepreneur, therefore we'd have to be goal orientated. I would not say goal orientation. Goal orientation is the same as goal orientated. All right, good night everyone. Good night, Annalise. Anna, good night everyone. All right, so we are talking about goal orientation. We are talking about where we are seeing that you could have a goal as towards your business, so you know eventually, guys, why you're open the business, why you should even start as first, and to know what is the further, I would say, risk or effect of your business. And then eventually we'd have to be creative. We are talking about, therefore we'd have to go out in our own way to ensure that our business would be different from other business. So in the sense, being creative, guys. So for example, if we're seeing that a business would be where, you know, they are selling, I would say, clothing, therefore, and it's just one set of clothing, we could go out and make fashion clothing styles, all of those, just to be creative, guys, so we could, you know, attract more, you know, I would say, customers, therefore. And when you're talking about persistence, we need to be where we'd have to have, you know, keep engaging. All right, so if you're wanting to be successful as an entrepreneur, you need to be persistent. Persistence in the sense of where we know that whatever we are going at, eventually about the goal orientated. So if we know that our goal was to make ourselves be successful as an entrepreneur, then therefore we'd have to be persistent in regards to that. All right, good. Guys, can we get at least 20 likes on the stream? We have like 15%. Please share this stream. All right, I really appreciate all of you here. Thank you guys for coming. All right, good. So here, guys, they mentioned that we just need to list the 3 characteristics. So it's just not just to be these 3, it can be more. So we can even says 3 characteristics would be eventually to become successful as an entrepreneur. We know that we can be not just creative, persistent, but we can be more, I would say, self-motivated. All right, when you're talking about self-motivated, it would be this similar to the goal orientation. Perhaps what we are talking when we are talking about self-motivation, we are talking about, guys, I would say, believe in ourselves, in the sense that our business could be a very successful one. All right, without even, I would say, doubtful mind of our sense to know that our business will not be successful. So we'd have to be self motivated. We can say that we can also have I would say, not just a strong leadership, but we'd have to be honest with ourselves, in the sense that if we are going to start our own business, we have to be I would say, self honesty. All right, so we can use all of these characteristics, guys. It's just more than one, but I just give you 3 of them. So this will be goal oriented, creativity, and we have to be persistent. All right, moving along to the further questions here. It says we need to state 3 reasons why Jane should conduct a feasibility study prior to establishing her business. So when you're talking about feasibility study, we're talking about doing like I would say, analyzation. Doing an analyzation about our business. So we are talking about doing an analyzation of our business, guys. We are talking about to see what would be the outcome of our business. Will our business fail or not? So therefore, we know that the 3 reasons why we should conduct a feasibility study is to know that we would have a possible source of finance. So we are talking about the money in our business. So therefore, we'd have to know that what the business we are investing in, or we are saying establishing, we'd have to make sure that it will make money. So we want to know that there will be a possible source of in finance. And another one would be ascertainty availability. So we are talking about a certain availability. We are talking about to ensure that our business will be stand out, to ensure that our business will be engaging with customer, and be, I would say, not just successful, but to be outlasting. All right, and another one would have to be where being possible costs attached to the business. When we are talking about possible costs attached to the business, we are talking about ensure that our business will be intact, guys. All right, so we are ensuring that our business will not be failed, in our sense that we are running into debts. All right, so that's what we are talking about here, possible costs attached to the business. So we want to ensure that our business will be I would say, reliable, in the sense that we are not running into any bankruptcy. All right, due to know our financial way of the business, to know, is the business going to be failing or it's going to be successful, based on the income, based on the source of income that will be running the business. Therefore, if we are choosing a niche in our business and it's not suitable as towards the source of income, then therefore we know that we will run in a bankruptcy. Because remember guys, taking loan to run our business and the business is not going good, that will cause bankruptcy. Therefore we'd have to take in loan, continue taking loan. The business is not making enough profit to pay back for the loan, then therefore we have not have a good business. So we are talking about possible costs attached to the business. So we have to ensure that the business would be settled and ongoing. All right, let me just read a few of the comment section here. Good night, Shaquille. Someone says, is this coming tomorrow? Most of these questions guys will be coming tomorrow, but they will be rephrasing them, so it's not the same as you see, but it's the same concept. You just need to know about business, guys. Know how to profits, know what to do if if you're going to run a business. Just know the steps, guys. You need to know about business in total. Alright, so if you wanted to pass POB, you guys need to know about business. That's all. Once you know how to run a business, you should be good, guys. It's easy. POB is not hard. They may ask you a few questions like list 2 characteristics of a good business owner. List 2 characteristics of a I would say entrepreneur. So we know that to be an entrepreneur, guys, you'd have to be self-orientated. That simple meaning you're going after a goal and whatever. That's simple, guys. They may just ask you just a few simple questions on the paper too, but what they will do, guys, they will just give you a few I would say topics, but it's based on business. It's based on stakeholders, based on like the I would say development of the country. So you may know how to run a business, guys, how to create a business. Is it I would say, is it possible, but not just possible, but does it worth it to take risk? Once you're doing business, guys, it's possible that you will take risk, but at the end we need to know the reason why we will do so. Will the business guaranteeing that you will make back the profit? All of those. So once you know all of those, guys, you should be good. POB is not hard. All right, good. So here we says we need to state one role and any two stakeholder that will be involved in joint business. So first thing first, guys, we know that we are talking about role. All right, so we would say the 2 stakeholders. Therefore we're talking about I would say we are talking about the owner, investors. So this would provide, I would say, goods or service of high quality. All right, so and at a reasonable price, we would normally see that they would make a profit. All right, good. So we are talking about also communities. So here the one role we'd have seen that community would just go ahead and provide employment for business. All right, so we are seeing that the community would just provide employment for the business. All right, so that's what we are talking about. That would just be the one role here. So we'd have seen all of that. All right, guys, so we have 20 person watching the stream, guys. Make sure everyone do go ahead and drop a like on the stream, guys. All right, just a moment. All right, guys, I'm just reading the comment section. All right, since you have exams tomorrow. All right, just a moment. Let me just read the comment. All right, good. All right, just a moment, guys. All right, just a moment, please. All right, let me see here. All right, good, guys. All right, so we are talking about the 2 stakeholders, so you could even say the owners or the investors. All right, so those would be like any of the 2. All right, I would just say the role here would be like for community. Therefore we know that they would normally provide employment for the business, or like looking, bringing, engaging I would say customer for the business as well. All right, good. So we're just gonna move along to the other questions, guys, and these are simple. I'm just gonna make it simple way, as someone says, sir, employees as well. You mentioned that employees as well. Well, it depends though, cause based on the business, the community will help like promote the business in a sense. Because if the business is going good, and then therefore there would be like a referral in the sense that they be going around stating that yes, the business is good, and then from there we know we'll normally have more customer. So more likely would say some sort that you're mentioning about employee, some sort. All right. Good. So we need to explain two ways in which Jane business could contribute to social and economic development of our country. So let me explain to you guys what's happening here. So what they are asking here, we need to give two ways which Jane business can contribute socially and economic by developing of our country. So how can it contribute to our country? All right, therefore, once you have a business in your country, guys, what it can also do is to create jobs, but not just jobs for you, simple meaning that it's your business, but it will create jobs for other persons, and therefore it will help the country in a sense of economic development. All right, because we have seen that for the more jobs in our country, it's the more our economy could build. All right, so therefore we'd have saying that creating more jobs, that would be a good way, and we just need to explain it. So let me just explain it. So when I'm talking about creating jobs, I'm talking about in the sense that we can see creating more jobs in our country. I would say therefore having a business that would create a more, I would say, chain for other persons to get jobs, then that will build the economic to a level, all right, in our country. And then we are seeing that providing goods and services to satisfy citizens. So what we are talking about, the goods and service, so our service of our business that we would have owned, that Jane would have owned here, that it provide goods and service to satisfy citizens. Simple meaning, citizens, based on the business that Jane would have opened, people would want to know how best Jane could satisfy them. Therefore, we know that in the goods and service, they are, supplying. I would say Jane is supplying the citizens because they are buying from Jane based on the goods and service that Jane would have obtained in our business. So that is socially, guys. All right, that would be socially. But for economic, we are talking about the whole country itself. It will create jobs. Because remember, there's a lot of persons needed jobs. And remember, for example, in Jamaica here, we'd have seen other businesses, they create, other persons create their business, but they are looking for, I would say, employees. And also that will build the I would say, the economic development of the country more to a more expansion level. All right, so it would be more better for the country. All right, not just for the employees, but for the country. But what does it do for socially would be like providing goods and services satisfy citizens, because eventually they wanted work and they can get work. So that would satisfy them in a sense, and not just that, but providing goods and services. So they are getting goods to know that they can be satisfied, and services based on the business entity. All right, the business, I would say the business niche. So for example, if it's a supermarket, we know that we can get food from supermarket. We can get our services, simple meaning that we can, like for example, we have most of the supermarket that we can go ahead and do harder. Like for example, we know like different franchise. We have Burger Kings, we have KFC. We can order online, get it delivered. So eventually it would satisfy the citizen, but therefore it's just providing goods and services. Alright, does everyone understand? So it's different. When you're talking about creating jobs would fall under the economic development, and we are talking about providing goods and services, that would follow under social. Alright, good. Guys, come on, we have 17 likes. Can we get at least 20 likes on the stream, guys? Come on, please. We have 17 persons watching so far. Let's go, alright? And guys, let me know if you guys have any new 2024 paper. You guys could send them through my email and I can go through them, because I think there's a lot of new paper been coming out and I don't have them, guys. Alright, so if any of you guys have any new 2024 paper that recently, please you can send them to my email. Alright, good, thank you. So we're moving forward, guys. Alright, so here we need to state 3 reasons why it's important for a firm to have a proper documentation in all of its business transactions. So let me say something to you here, guys. What they're good, Devontae, you said you understand. All right, so what they're asking here, What is the main reason? I wouldn't say they though, but why what is the main reason, guys, you think that you should have I would say a proper documentation in your business? Just to make the question simple. Therefore, we know that if we wanted to have, I would say, if we wanted to have a good, I would say, transaction history, but not just good transaction history, but to have, I would say, a legit transaction history. Therefore, we know that once you go ahead and have a proper documentation, that would be like a proof of the activity. So we wanted to see that all of the transaction that's been done, it's not fake. All right, so it's not fake in a sense that there are, you know, any scams or so forth. So what they wanted to do, any business, guys, they wanted to know that they had a proper documentation in all their business transaction. So it would be a proof of the activity that which can be used in future as records such as transaction that didn't take place. So for example, guys, if we have a business and they are mentioning that 20,000 were missing out of the business, eventually when we have a proper documentation, we can pull that documentation in the sense of the activity that was done. So if there was not a 20,000 was deposited, just for example, wasn't deposited into the business and all of those transactions didn't take place, we can pull records and we can find proof of the records of the activity that was taken place. All right, so that was the whole reason why they need to have a proper documentation as to show proof. And another one, guys, it would be to eventually to show, I would say, are just the requirement for the taxation of auditing process. So we are talking about the government would now normally, you know, require proper documentation because they want to satisfy like their requirements for taxation and auditing process. So the reason why they would do that for business transaction, because they eventually wanted to see that they can see their taxation and their auditing process. So it's just simple, guys. They just mentioned that we need the three, but there's another one that I could give off my fingertips. So the other one here could just to show the business I would say the business availability. So we are talking about the business availability. We are talking about to show that the business it's being, you know, legalized under the sense of showing all of the transaction that was done. Simple meaning, we are talking about to show, guys, as a proof, not just as a proof, but just to show that the business is legit and they are not doing any fraudulent activity. All right, so that's what we are talking about, to ensure that business is real, guys. All right, because if they don't have any proper documentation in their transaction, then therefore how will we know, or how will they know if the business is being a scam, or how will they know if there are any I would say any finance being stolen, any money being stolen in the business. So they normally had it to have a good record. So we can say it's not just a proof of activity, but it's to show a good store of records. All right, so they can use that for, you know, future references. All right, good night, good night, Faustina. All right, Devontae, good night, everyone. We have 20% watching the stream, guys. Good. All right, we can share the stream. All right, we can get at least 30 likes. All right, so I give you the 3 reasons, guys. All right, they just asked for 3 reasons. All right, good. So the other one here, we need to outline the purpose of each of the following type of business documents. So let me explain something to you guys. When we are talking about the pro forma invoice, we know we all know in invoice, right? Invoice will show like the item it costs and all of those. All right, but in a sense, before we normally buy some items, we normally ask ask for an invoice. All right, and when we do ask for an invoice, guys, we'll see all of the details about the items that we wanted to buy. All right, so but when you're talking about the pro forma invoice, it's different from just an invoice. All right, so it's a special type of invoice, guys, that's been sent by a supplier at the request of the prospective purchaser. So for example, if we're going to buy goods, I could say, if we're going to buy a goods, what the supplier normally would do, they would send us a request to us, which would be the purchaser. All right, so this is a pro forma invoice. So it's a special invoice that's been sent by a supplier at the request of a prospective purchaser. All right, good. So that's what a pro forma invoice means. Guys, you may see this, and it's not me. It's possible. All right, you may see this these definition. They may ask you all of these definition in business. So we need to know what is an invoice, and we need to know what is a pro forma invoice. So pro forma invoice is mean when the supply has been sent at the request of a prospective purchaser, and it's a special type of invoice. Normally, we are seeing here we are talking about the purchase requisition. So we know that purchase requisition, guys, it's a form of help to control the I would say the movement of stock. So we are seeing that with that, seeing the stock, the movement of stock, either the stock going in or out. But it's to inform the organization how the stock is being used by and whom they are being used. All right. So when you're talking about purchase requisitions, we are talking about it's been the movement or the control of stock. So we wanted to know, is the stock going in and out, or how they've been used, or whom they by use, I would say by. All right, so we wanted to know how the stock been used in the business. All right, so we're talking about purchase requisitions. All right, does everyone understand what's going on here? Let me know in the comment section. We have 29 persons watching the stream. Can we get at least 30 likes, guys? Please. As you're watching the stream here, I need everyone to top up this the stream, all right? And you can share this stream as well. I would really appreciate it. So does everyone know what is a requisition, a purchase requisition? Let me know in the comment section. All right, guys, and please get familiar with these definitions, all right? Because you may see these on your exams tomorrow. All right, welcome to everyone that's watching the stream. If you're new here, make sure that you guys do subscribe and turn on the post notification. If you're not new, please drop a like on the video, all right, while you guys are watching. Can we get at least 35 likes, guys, please? Good night, Jodian. Good night. All right, so we are talking about purchase requisition, guys. We are talking about, it's been the stock. Alright, it's like been going in and out, but how they've been used. Alright, so we need to get familiar with these I would say terms. Therefore, because we know that it's not POB, it's not hard, guys. Alright, so it's been like a request that's been purchased or good of services that, you know, for the vendors, showing that it would be approved, guys. So we are talking about requisitions. We are talking about, it's like when you are buying goods or service, but it's normally showing that in order that it's been sent to our players. But it's showing that the movement, it's just the movement of the stocks that inform the organization how the stock is being used. So you guys just write it in your simpler terms, and you guys should be good. All right, good. So we are talking about, we need to list three types of non-life insurance policy. So we are talking about non-life insurance policy. We're talking about marine, marine insurance. So we are talking about marine insurance. What we are talking about, guys, we need to get familiar with these terms. So a marine insurance would be like, for example, in shipping, we normally cover like the goods of the cargo when they leave a point of the origin, when they arrive at their final destination. So we are talking about marine insurances when, like, we're having, I would say, any goods or services on ships, but therefore we'd have seen that they are been leaving the point of origin where they are coming from. But what they would do is when they arrive at their final destination, it would like insures the ships, all right, terminals, or for example, to show that if there was any loss or goods that been held against, or any damage of any goods that's been transported on the ship. So it's just to show, but they are talking about non-life. So this is not about any life insurances, alright? This is about like stocks, about goods insurance. So for example, if there was any, I would say, goods being transported on the ship, then therefore we'd have known that if there was like 20,000 box of milk were damaged on the ships, perhaps could say, then what they would do, they would, I would say, not like it's not like compensate, but compensate of the loss. All right, so what they would do, compensate of any loss that was made. All right, so that's what we are talking about, the marine insurance. Then we are talking about the comprehensive. All right, and we need to know, guys, between these difference between comprehensive and marine. So we are talking about comprehensive insurance. We are talking about, it would be like a combination of a third party insurance, but it's like own the damage of insurance. So for example, if we are talking about like a car policy, it would provide like a comprehensive coverage against a third party liability or loss or damage that caused that to insure the car accident. Or like for example, if a car was supposed to was caught on fire, then therefore we know that we'd have like an insurance about the car that we can get. But it's not a life insurance, alright? Good. Someone says no sir, can you repeat? Let me read the comment section. Good for me. Logic 6 someone. Please can you do integrated science please? Next good night. Jemmy, what you don't understand, please let me know. Alright? Because I don't know why you're not getting here. Alright, let me know what you're not understanding here, please. Alright guys, can we get at least 30 likes on the stream, guys? That's not hard for you to hack, sorry. Alright, just a moment. So we're talking about third party motor insurance. We're talking about third party. So for example, guys, when you're talking about the third party, you're talking about, it's not a first party, all right, it's a third party motor insurance. But what is the difference between let's say a third party motor insurance? We are talking about, you have seen that they would normally cover you for the damage to someone else's vehicle, property, or injury to someone else in an accident, but it doesn't deal with like a life insurance. All right, we are talking about the vehicle, so it's just not just insurance for you like a life insurance. It's about vehicle. So what they will do, they will normally compensate you for any vehicle that been stolen or been lost, but it's a third party. So what they normally would do is just to, you know, to provide a protection everyone else on the road. All right, so it's not weirdly though. What they would normally do is just provide the coverage for the injury, or you know, the third party of a person's like any damages was done or any accident on the vehicle. But it's not life severe, right? Good. Does everyone understand? They ask you for 3 types of non-life insurance policy. So we're talking about the policy. Alright? Good. Here we're talking about, we need to describe 2 principles upon insurance is based. So the 2 principles, guys, we are talking about, the first principle would be insurance. So we know that we're gonna go ahead and explain what's going on. So for insurance, we know that insurance will deal with compensation. Same thing that I was talking about just now. Compensation was for the loss of the property or any events that such as natural disaster or vehicle accident. Good. And we know that assurance now, assurance would be on the other hand. So on the other hand, they would refer to the event that must happen, such as death. So for example, we know that for a life insurance, if a person was on life insurance while they were paying, someone says, just a moment, Laquan, or you mentioned that sir sir, aren't those types of insurance? I thought the principle were stuff like immediate, ultimate, good faith, etc. You're asking if right are pooling risk. I'm going to go over insurance contract logistics about it. Yes, Jerry, you need to do that. Just a moment. Let me just read the comment section and try to get a hang of what your guys saying. You're saying that, sir, aren't those types of insurance? I thought principle were like stuff immediate, indemnity, and ultimus and all of those. All right. When you're talking about let me explain something for you, like one. When you're talking about indemnity, all right, when you're talking about indemnity, we are talking about, like, for example, security or protection against like a loss or financial burden. All right, so for example, it's most like a type of, it's similar to insurance though. I need you to understand, like one, your sort of right, in a sense. We can say yes, it would be a sort of insurance, but it would be a sense of where it would be a compensation for loss, or I'd say or any damage. All right. So if we are saying simple terms, we can say our indemnity would be like compensating a person for damages loss if they have, I would say, occurs in any related accident or event. So it is the same as a type of insurance, but we are talking about like the policies in sense. So if yes, lawful law, you can just come on since you're through the paper. Yes, you can just think. All right, just make sure you do really well. Good. All right. All right, so we're just gonna move along, guys, to the other questions they may ask here. So here they're talking about we need to explain two ways in which insurance could, use to lower the risk of associated business. All right, so there was just two ways here where we could see that it lower the risk with associated business. So let me explain to you guys. I'm gonna explain something quick. Just a moment, all right? Just a moment, please. All right, good. All right, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so the two ways here we can see that insurance could be, I would say, lower the risk associated with business. When we are talking about car insurance and medical insurance, we are just going to explain something. So for car insurance, guys, if we do insure our car, right? And at the sense, we are just gonna give the ways. They asked for ways. They didn't say we need to outline any point. But the whole reason why I put these two outer point was just to explain something for you. So for our car insurance, we know that therefore if we have a car, right, and our car was supposed to be stolen, caught on fire, or I would say any accident, God forbid, right? Therefore, we know that we can get back our car. So our business would not be in any risk. They're talking about to lower the risk. So we know that our business would not be any risk because why? We do have compensation. And we are talking about compensation. We'd have seen that our car would have been insured. All right, therefore we know that that would not be any burden. All right, so as Lake one mentioned about any he was mentioning about, let me just read a comment, the indemnity, just as if you mentioned about that, it was similar to that, but it would be a compensation, but it would be a sense that we know that we would not pay any money out of our pocket to deal with that, or that would not affect the business in a sense. When we are talking about medical insurance now, we know that we would not pay directly for our health, in sense, God forbid, if we were supposed to take sick. Alright, you are, for example, was supposed to get sick on the job, or for example, sick that would not, mess up our business. So that would lower the risk. So all we need to do, guys, was just elaborate on these points. So we can just mention for having the business, we can say, alright, I'm so sorry, guys. My internet just got disconnected here on my hand. It was the streaming that I was using. Blake mentioned that for some reason I was delayed. I'm so sorry about that, alright, guys. Here, as I'm saying that before, all you guys need to do was to elaborate on these points. So we can say two ways in which insurance can be lower the risk of associate business. We are knowing that insurance would, provide a greater, not greater advantages, because we can give that point, because insurance would give us the I would say the gate waiter of, to less burden on our business finance. So therefore we know that once we have because remember, guys, we can insure our business as well. For example, if there was any loss to be there, they can compensate us for those loss. Alright, for example, if we have a company vehicle and the vehicle was supposed to be stolen, we have insurance. Alright, so all of those, guys, would be less. or in the sense that we will be low the risk of the associate with the business. All right, so does you guys understand what's going on here? I just want you guys, it's very easy, it's just reasoning. We know that to be honest guys, what I really find out about POB, it's about reasoning. All right, you just guys need to know what about in the business, how to reason about business, what happened. For example, if your car got stolen, we know that once our car is on insurance, we don't need to worry about anything much. Alright, and we have 6 points for this. It's very easy. Very easy 6 points. We just need to explain, guys. Just a few. Simple. Just read with common sense. This says 2 ways. So the main point is 2 ways. And they're talking about insurance. And the other point here can be used to lower the risk associated with business. Just that. Simple. Alright, good. So here, guys, they said that we need to define the term public relations. So what we are talking about is public relation. Does everyone know what is a public relations? Alright, so when you're talking about public relations, we're talking about the progress and activities used by the business, and it's used by the business to build a positive image in the minds of its customer. So we are talking about to build its mind of its customer, guys. We are talking about like having the business in a sense that we know that it could build a positive image. So what we are seeing that the business here would just influence the customer in a sense that will just build an image in their mind. Alright, so it would just guarantee them that they know that they will normally come back at the business. So we are having a public relation, like a relationship. Like for example, if we do normally we normally mention about food chain or like customer chain. It's the sense that having the customer keep coming back. Right, so it's a very cost-effective ways to gain in free publicity. Right, so we're talking about like building, engaging with the customer, build an image in their mind. Alright, this will be the progress and activities used by the business. Alright, so it's a type of strategies used by the business, guys. What is a public relations? Alright, they ensure they have the relation between the public. Sir, what year is this? This year is a, I think it's a 22. Yeah, it's a 2022, guys. Alright, this one is a 2022. But most of these questions will be for 2024. But all of these concepts, the topics will be the same. But the questions will be slightly different. But they may just rephrase the question, but it's the same, guys. So you guys don't need to worry about anything, alright? Because it's very easy, guys. You guys can pass with easy grade 1, trust me. Alright, so we need to identify 2 types of public relations that are popular in the Caribbean. Alright, so let me explain something to you guys. We all know that in the Caribbean here, we normally see that they normally have relations between the Caribbean. And the first thing first, we normally see that they normally had sponsorship. So we would mention about sponsorship. We all know that sponsorship would be one. Alright, good. So here we'd have seen that sponsorship would be one of the type of public relations, and the other one would be media relations. Alright, good. Good. And the other one would be here. So when we are talking about media relations, so guys, we are talking about building an engagement with the customers perhaps. So like for example, we've seen that we have social medias on all of those where they can interact. Sir, can it be social media? Social, you mentioned, can it be social media? Social, well, so media relations, it's simple mean as social media. Alright, so they are talking about the media. For example, guys, you know that we have seen that they had, like, for example, in our business, they would broadcast their business on the media. For example, we'd have seen on TV, they had radios, how they interact with their not just customers, but how they bring across their business. So those would be public relations. Alright, we can see all of those advertisements on TV, not just on TV but on radio. We have seen that we have flyers and all of those stuffs. Alright, good. And posters and all of those, just to advertise your business in a sense. Alright, so you mentioned that we need to outline 2 ways in which public relation firm could benefit the community. Alright, so so here we are talking about we need to outline 2 ways. Alright, so the 2 ways, guys, we need to outline that in the public relation they could benefit from the community. Alright, so first thing first, guys, we are seeing that two ways in public relation activities firm could benefit from community. It's not just to give the poor education. All right, so this what I'm mentioning here, to give the poor education. We are talking about not just poor, but persons who are, let me just underline this so you guys could understand. We are talking about poor, we are talking about persons who do not have it. So we are talking about like the less fortunate. So we are talking about once we have a public relations, therefore we are seeing that it would be a level of where we are seeing that you engage with the persons in the community to give them the assets. All right, so we are talking about give them assets. We are talking about to give them education, guys. All right, in the sense like students, I would say younger teenagers that are not they don't have it. I would say their parents don't have it to send them to school. Therefore, we know that public relations activities of the firm, of all I would say of a business, could benefit the community by give back to the community education, and not just education wise, but I would say therefore it can go ahead. It had a lot of benefits. So we are seeing another benefits here, guys. Could be we are talking about like income, therefore. All right, and how this could go ahead is like, for example, refers to as like like welfare. We know in most of the, I would say, country, that they normally would have persons on welfare, and you also could build like a recognition trust. We know that it could, in the what it could do for the community, they could benefit from like attract, reputation control, all of those strategic communication. So it could be a strategic communication in the community as well. All right, so all of those, guys. All right, so it's very simple. So most of the point here, you can see that what it could do, it would be a strategic communication. We are talking about strategic communication. We are talking about, you have seen that a company now would be like a public image, visibility. Therefore, we know that the activity would be like it fostering the relationship with the media. We are talking about like efficiently handling like information requests. We're talking about like distributing, like press release and all of that on social media. But in the sense, what it will do for the communities, to give the community like a more, I would say, embracing, like embrace the community in a sense, to give them recognition. So we could also, two ways which it could also benefit is about the community, to give the community recognition, and to give the poor education. All right, so does everyone understand, guys? It's very simple. It's not hard, guys. It's common sense. All right, it's don't let POB look so hard, guys. It's just simple. They're just saying you need to outline two ways public relation. So you guys need to do a research on this. What is public relation? All right, once you know what is public relation, then more than likely you guys should know what they are talking about. And let me just define the meaning for you guys. When we are talking about public relation, we're talking about is to manage like how others see or feel about a person or brand or company. So we are talking about, for example, guys, it is a practice of managing, disseminating information. So we're talking about like distributing information from like a person to the organization, but it's from the public in order to influence their perception. So we are seeing that we normally look at a business. So we're going to look at a business, and we're going to see the business, and how we're going to feel about the business eventually, or the brand or company. So it's most like we are noticeable the company, in a sense that we can see that what the company focuses on, how they normally maintain their corporate image, handling media requests and all of those. But when you're talking about the whole public relations, we are talking about how we can see the business. What is the business about? What does we see? What does we feel about? Is the business good or bad? So we are talking about the whole public relation. So what we see about or feel about the brand or our company. That's what's public relation mean, guys. Alright? So it's about like disseminating to the public. Alright, good. So the other questions they may ask in here. Alright, so we need to describe three factors here that influence customer to the behavior, right? So we need to describe three factors that influence customer behavior. So first thing first, you know that we are talking about taste. All right, good. So when you're talking about taste, guys, you are seeing that taste would includes like preferences for how a product looks. So we are seeing that it sounds or feel and I would say, experience in other ways. Therefore, we know that we are talking about brand loyalty, guys. So we are seeing that brand loyalty would be where many consumers refers to, well-established brand. So we are seeing that they would reach out to the brand in a sense about it well established. So it's about the loyalty, guys. We are seeing that they would normally, love the brand. Like for example, about you could say any brand, like for example, about like Polo, guys, about the clothes, Ralph Lauren and all of those. In this modern society, we know a lot of young persons goes for Polos, Nautica, and all of those brands. So it's a sense that they had a brand loyalty. So we have seen many customers who prefer, about the well-established brand. So brand that is, outstanding, brand that makes sense. But when we are talking about the taste, we are talking about how the product would looks or sound or feel in other ways. Alright, and we are talking about the quality, guys. You're referring to the, like, most persons here would have seen that we are talking about how long will it last, how easy it will be to use, or any safe or high performance based on the quality. Alright, good. So all of these, guys, so you just need to outline, like, describe three factors that influence customer behavior. So we're talking about their behavior. So firstly, we know that the loyalty here would bring out, their preferences in the established brand. And we know that the taste here would just, show their preferences, also how the product would be look or how it sounds, like there, for example, in the logos or slangs, any of those, and how it experience in other ways. And quality, now we know that the quality would show how, how long does it last, is it easy to use, is it safe or high performance, all of those, etc. Now we just need to, describe on these, and easy, 6 mark, easy 6 mark, guys. So it's like 2 4 6, so it's 2 mark for each of these questions. All right, good, simple, very easy, it's not hard, guys. All right, good. So here, can we get at least 35 likes on the stream, guys? Please. All right, I keep after saying please, and please watch the hands, guys, if you're on the live. All right, if you even 30 seconds, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, so here we need to explain 2 ways in which a government can protect consumers through its customers. So first thing first, guys, we are talking about the 2 ways in which government can protect consumers through its consumers organization. All right, so through consumers organization, we know that government can, make laws. So we are talking about laws, we are referring to like the environment, such as roads, safety, health of the population. Like we want to implement, we are trying to implement the laws, guys, that would protect the consumers, and they are followed as well. So we want to ensure that we had road safety on the road, that consumers should even follow it. But what we are doing is to protect consumers through its consumers organization. For example, through health, we are talking about, like, we have like a health inspectors and all of those stuffs, checking, and that is rules and regulation by the government. That's what the government they do. But what the government is trying to do, guys, is to protect the consumers and to ensure that the rules and regulation are being followed. Does everyone understand? And we are talking about I think this word, alright, this word here is a most popular word. We're talking about the ombudsman. When we're talking about the ombudsman, we are talking about, normally we'd have seen they would normally investigate the complaint of like any loss or damage from the public and make recommendation to correct the wrongdoing. Alright, so this, guys, what they have, if you guys do foods, this would refers to, I'm trying to remember the definition, when they they would normally see any faults, and they would report it back to the sector. I think it's like a public sector. Yes, they will report it back to the public sector. And what the public sector would do, they would make recommendation to correct the wrongdoing of the state agency. Does everyone understand? Yes. So all of these, we just need to explain the two ways. So first thing first, you can say complaint of loss. So if there was any loss was supposed to be here in the consumers organization, we are seeing that two ways government can protect was the ombudsman. So the government could normally use rules and law, and then the government could, put in ombudsman. So we're talking about loss or damage of any public sector, and we're talking about making recommendation to correct any wrongdoing. So if there was any wrongdoing in the consumers organization, they could do recommendations. So what is the best option we can do to correct this or correct that, and they could go about it. And so it's very simple. It's also too law the government could be just making laws. So we know that law is a must, and you guys need to follow rules and law and say regulations, right? And 6 marks. It's very easy. You just need to choose your point and elaborate on them. That's very easy, alright? It's not hard, guys. Okay? Alright, the other questions now, logistics. Someone was mentioning about logistics now. Alright, so we are at logistics. We are at logistics, guys, so I just need to explain just a few points so you guys can understand. Alright, guys, and while you're on the stream, you guys can share the stream. Alright, we can, guys, before I end the stream, can I get at least 50 likes on the stream? Alright, thank you. So we need to define each of the following terms. So when you're talking about logistics, guys, we're talking about logistics would be the process of how goods and services are being managed and transport to their final destination. Does everyone understand what is logistics? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm a little bit tired. I'm getting tired already. I think the paper almost finished though, but I'm getting there, right? I'm a little bit tired. Trust me. I'm so tired. Alright, guys, don't worry. I'm getting a little bit tired. But let's go. We're moving forward. We don't have to slow down. Alright, good. So the other one would be supply chain operations. So what is supply chain operation? We are seeing here that it would be the process to plan the flow of goods and services from the supplier to customer. So what we are talking about here, guys, when we are talking about supply, we need to pay keenly attention to the keywords. So we are talking about supply chain. It's the same thing as customer chain. Alright, guys, they may ask you what is a customer chain, and I need you guys to understand when they are referring to customer chain, we're talking about it's like keeping the customer intact. So we know that the customer will go and come, in the sense that they will normally coming back to our business, so it's to have a connection with them. So they're referring to customer chain. We are talking about the connection between goods and services from customer to business. Alright, so we are seeing that the customer now, what they would normally do is to have a customer chain. We know, guys, for example, the big franchise, everyone know KFC, right? KFC, they had a customer chain. So what they do, customer will forever go to KFC because what? Because of the chicken. Therefore, they're talking about finger licking good. We know that KFC always been a franchise that it's always been big. People love KFC, so they do have a food chain. It doesn't matter if people has been complaining that the chicken don't fry good or so forth, but they normally keep going back. So that is a customer chain. So we are talking about a supply chain. The supply chain would be the flow of goods. So we are talking about having goods going in and out. Alright, and we are talking about operation. Now we are talking about like the service from the supplier to the customer. So if we combine these three words together, which is supply chain operation, we are talking about the process to plan flow of goods, services from the supplier to customer. Does everyone understand? Simple. Alright, so if you guys would say go into the exams and see a word that you guys don't know, look at the word, think about it, and explain in the simplest way you can, and you should get it. Alright, it's not hard, guys, trust me. Moving along, I'm getting a little bit tired, guys. After this one, I'll be ending my live. Tomorrow I don't think I will go live because I'm a little bit tired. trying to get some rest. But guys, please remember I have history, a lot of history paper one for you guys. I will be posting a ton of them, and any other paper one, just let me know. And if you guys have any recent 2024 paper, guys, please remember to send it in my email. All right, please. Or if you heard of any and you can get them, you can send them to me. I will go through them. Thank you. All right. Good. So we need to state two difference between a bill lading and the airway bill. All right. So what is the difference? So first thing first, you can know that the bill lading, guys, it represents the title of goods, while in transit and the receipt of goods used. All right. So when you're talking about bill lading, all right. Sorry. Guys, I'm so tired. Trust me, I don't know. I'm so tired. Let me just try hurry up and get this over with. Alright, so they are talking about bill lading, guys. What I need you guys to understand here, bill lading is be like bill lading is a legal document, alright? So it is a legal document that's been used by any, I would say, carrier to a shipper. So what the bill lading normally show, guys, it show like details of the types of I would say quantity. So it show how many items it's been there. So we're talking about if it's 5-10 items, and it also show the destination of the goods that's been carried. But it will normally show like the shipper details. Alright, so for example, if I were supposed to ship any books to you, it will show my name, my address, how many books, and all of those. May it even show even the weight as well, how much does it weigh, and all of those. So we're talking about the bill lading. All right, so there's a difference, so we need to outline the difference between it. So therefore, the bill lading and we are talking about the airway bill. So the airway bill, guys, it's different. All right, so when you're talking about the airway bill, we are talking about the airway bill has been issued by a cargo. So one would be like, for example, on land. So when you're talking about bill lading is when you're transiting, any goods, or I would say goods, right? It show the quality, I would say the quantity, the weight, and all of those information about the sender that been, but for the air bill, we are talking about it's been issued by a cargo carrier, and after the complete, I would say, the consignment has been received, then what the carrier would do, guys, would be they would depart from like the airport, and then the bill lading should be issued by the carrier after the goods been shipped on board vessel. So there's different. So one was like the air bill. So this was on the plane. So let me explain for you guys. This would be the airplane, the air bill. So the air bill, what they would normally do, they would normally complete, I would say, consignment that's been received by the carrier. So that would be like a legal document that's been signed, that's been on the aircraft. So that would be signed from the departure of the aircraft. That's when the aircraft will take off. Now the bill lading now should supposed to be issued by the carrier. All right, so that normally will show all of the information that's been shown. So you see that here the airway bill is being used by transportation by here. You show the description of the package, shipper address, and all of those. So there's difference between these. All right, so you are seeing that this would use on any transportation such as airway, all right, any airplane and all of that. You see that the bill lading now it refers to as the title of goods, I would say, while transit, the receipt of goods being used. So there's a difference. And also we can just let me give you one difference. So between the bill lading, guys, we can say we are talking about it's been used by like C. So it's for C. So we can say this can use for C, guys. Bill lading can use for C, alright? So just need for sea transport. Let me just write it here. So we are talking about like sea transport. Alright. So you can just give example. It doesn't matter. Well, they say they need to state the difference. So you can state the difference, but you can give the example. You can just say, for example, sea transport. And for air bill, we can say we are talking about air transport. So we are talking about like airplane. So you can just let them know that we understand the concept between these difference. All right. Good. So we are talking about air transport, guys. There's difference between the bill lading and the air bill. All right. So I need you guys to understand all of these definitions. All right. And you guys can do your own research, right? Just to ensure that you understand. So you need to know the difference between bill lading and air bill. All right. Good. Alright, so does everyone understand? Let me know in the comment section. We have like 40 persons watching. Can we get at least 45 likes, guys? Alright, let's gonna go ahead and move forward. Alright, good. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we're gonna move forward, guys. Alright, so this paper is a little bit junky. Let me just turn it around. Alright, so we need to outline 3 roles of transportation in the marketing of goods. So we're talking about roles. So we need to, I mentioned, guys, we need to pay keenly attention to the keyword. So the 3 roles of transportation in marketing of goods. We all know that in transportation, in marketing of goods, it allows customers to have access to a variety of goods and services. So what we are talking about, guys, having transportation, it would give the customer, I would say, a more advantage way, you know, to choose between the goods and services for them. Because we have transportation, we can see our example. We need our goods to be delivered today, or we need it to delivered like 3 days time. Therefore, we know that between the transportation and the marketing of goods, we can know eventually how long we should expect our goods. All right, so that's it. All right, and we also know that it will improve the ability of firm to supply market. And we are talking about the firm, so we're talking about like the business. So what it will do here, it will like improve the ability for the business to be supplied to markets. All right, so we're talking about the transportation. So I would say even a faster delivery, in a sense that we can see it to be the supply to the market, right? And we also talking about like provide valuable raw materials. We can even mention about like capital input. So therefore we are talking about like the formation of process of the business. So how the business will build in a sense of a short period of time based on capital input, because we do have transportation. So we're just talking about like the main role of transportation. What they want you to know, the main role of transportation in marketing of goods. Alright, guys? Good. Well, as I mentioned, I'm not so well, but I'm a little bit better now, guys, than yesterday. But I'm so grateful, alright? But I'm still under the weather, so sorry. Alright, so you remain a specialty contract. Okay, good. Alright. Alright, good. So we need to explain 2 problems an agriculture firm may face when not disturbing, but distributing bananas from the Caribbean to USA. Alright, so let me explain something to you guys. We are talking about, we are going into look up, I would say, a little bit of agriculture in the sense, but a little bit of business in sense. So this is a mixture of agriculture and business at the same time. So if you were supposed to see a question like this tomorrow on your paper, guys, on your principle of business paper, this should be easy to deal with. All right, so first thing first, what they wanted to know is the 2 problems. So if you were a farmer, guys, right, and you were supposed to, you know, I would say export any bananas to the USA, what do you think would be the main problem we could face? First thing first, we can say it could not just be, you know, spoilage. We are talking about taxation. So we know that normally when we are issuing goods outside of our country, they would put like not just custom tax, but you know, I would say we are referring to the different types of tax. All right, so we say taxation. They will place taxation on our goods. All right, good. So, and also not just that, but we are seeing that spoilage could be one as well. So we are seeing that goods may spoil in the transportation when handling facility for, I would say, we are poor handling. So we are talking about poor handling, and if there are any insufficient packaging, good can be damaged. We know that the banana can be damaged, they can be spoiled as well. So that would be one problem. So we just need to explain it. When we are talking about misdirection of goods, we are talking about this can happen when goods are poorly labeled. So for example, we are not labeling the banana in the sense of paperwork. We are talking about they can send to wrong location. So this is a problem. If we were supposed to have the bananas into a bag, I would say, you know, those like feeding bag, in the sense that they would normally export in their banana in. For example, if they were supposed to tag potatoes on the banana bag, what they would normally do is to export the 100 bags of potatoes to the company that would need the banana. We should have I would say wrong labeling, so that would be the misdirection of goods. So if they were supposed to misplace the goods, they would send to wrong location, and if they send to wrong location, therefore what will happen, it will still come back into this point where we will have spoilage. All right, good. All right. So guys, it's very 6 mark here. So when you're explaining, just explain a little bit, elaborate more. So we can mention that the spoilage, when you're, for example, for handling, so we know that we need to have insufficient package. We're talking about insufficient package, we're talking about not having enough packaging to package the goods good enough, in the sense that it cannot be damaged. But if the goods has been damaged, then we know that we're going to have a lot of spoil goods in the health of like facility, the handling facility. So if they are not doing any handling facility, in the sense that we're talking about misdirection of goods, we are talking about the goods is poorly labeled. So if they are poorly labeled and they are being sent in the wrong direction, we know that it will cause a problem. And that will be just 6 mark, guys, and it's very easy. You guys should be able to answer all of those questions easy without any problems. Alright, good. So let's guys just move along to the other questions, and we should good. Alright, good. So we're talking about state 2 function of the CARICOM. Alright, so we know that in the CARICOM, guys, we know that it promotes the economic development within the region. Let me explain something to you guys. Alright, so here in the CARICOM, we know that all of the I would say the Caribbean countries, they are partnership, right, together, such as the regional sense development, regional development. So when we are exporting, or we say exporting goods from, like, for example, from Jamaica to Barbados, or from Barbados to any, you know, normal, and not just normal, but any Caribbean countries, what they would normally do, we are talking about, like, you know, the regional trade. All right, so we would have the regional trade, but in the sense here, what does it do? We are talking about the function. What is the function of it? So it do promote the economic, it do promote the economic development in the country. So it builds the country in a sense. Alright, so this is the main keyword. Promote economic development in the region. And another function would be it foster the regional trade and remove all of barrier. So we are talking about regional trade, guys. We are talking about we can trade from a locally Caribbean country, like for example Jamaica can trade with Trinidad, Trinidad can trade with Jamaica, and that will remove the restriction. And we are talking about restriction, we are talking about barriers. Alright, so those will be removal of the barriers. So that's what it will be. That's what it will do, though. And it's not just to promote economic development too, but it's to, I would say, to build a stronger bonds between the CARICOM states. So you guys could use that one as well. It's to build a stronger bonds between the CARICOM states. So what we are talking about, building a stronger bonds between, like, Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, and all of the Caribbean countries. It will just build a bond. Right? Good. So guys, it's very common sense questions. You guys just need to, you know, think about it, and guys should be good. Alright guys, I'm just going further. So we need to state two benefits Caribbean country may enjoy as a CARICOM. Alright, so guys, we are talking about benefits now. So what is the good thing that the Caribbean country may enjoy as a CARICOM? So we know that employment of labor. What we are talking about, we are seeing for employment. We are seeing for the CARICOM countries, it will build more labor for us. Reason being, because in our country here, for example, Jamaica, we'd have seen that what we would want is to have to build our economic. All right, so if we want to build our economic, what we will do, we have more labor force. Therefore, having more labor force, that will provide more employment of labor. Right, having more employment of labor, guys, we're having more persons here doing farming because we want to do exportation of goods. So this will fall under the terms we're talking about, employment of labor. So that will be one benefit. All right, and another one will be factor of production. So factor of production will come in the sense where we wanted more. So let me just write it here. We wanted more production. So we are talking about more production. We are talking about like more I would say more food. I would say more food or goods. Let me just use goods instead of food. So we will need more goods, and the reason why we need more goods because we are exporting. So that what the CARICOM there would do. This would be the benefits of the CARICOM that the members may enjoy. So we are seeing that we will get more goods. Reason being because, for example, in other small, Caribbean country, we may see that what they would normally wanted, guys, it's goods that their country have that another country doesn't have. So they wanted to do trade with their other country as well. For example, in Jamaica here we have a lot of bananas. We know that we can export banana to other country that doesn't have banana as well. In other countries such as Guyana, we know that what we Jamaica normally do, Guyana export like flour and all of those, and rice also. Alright, in Trinidad we know that we normally get other stuff from Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of Caribbean country. I want to say, big up to everyone from the Caribbean. Alright, I'm from Jamaica, guys, so big up to other country, Grenada and all of those, Belize, and all of those small little country, I would say. Alright, the small countries and Kitts and all of those, right? So we are talking about more goods, guys. Alright, so we are seeing that the more goods here would be, factor of labor. Guys, I'm a little bit sleepy, so bear with me, alright? Trust me, I'm a little bit sleepy. Alright, so we need to define the term foreign direct investment. So we're talking about FDI. When we're talking about FDI, we're talking about the foreign direct investment. So here we have seen that though the questions repeated, no, the questions are not repeated, but the topics are the same. So you need to get familiar with what I'm teaching here. They may ask you what is foreign direct investments factor. They may ask you the factor for foreign direct investment. So you guys need to do a little research on these. Let me just outline it so you guys need. They may tell you that you need to define the term, but they may tell you that you need to give two factors or two characteristics. Just because that's how CXC is. Alright. So you know that foreign direct investments is an investment that's in the farming. It is the form of controlling ownership in a business in one country or by based on the entity in another country. So we need to break up these words, guys. If you're gonna give definition, you do not understand what it's about. What we are talking about is foreign. So we know that foreign would be, internationally, overseas, direct. We're talking about what is the investments about. So we know that they are talking about like controlling ownership. And in the investment, what we are talking about investment, we are talking about, we are seeing that the business would be like in an entity or in a different entity. So we're talking about the like building ownership in business in one country or by another entity in other countries. So you guys need to just do a research on these. Alright, good. FDI. Alright, we're talking about foreign direct investment. So they may ask you these questions to get familiar. Alright, good. So we are talking about, they said here we need to state 4 reasons And the four reasons we need to state why, you see, the foreign business may willing to invest in the Caribbean region. So you guys, you see, it's the same. Let me just go back here so you guys can see what's going on. As I want you guys to see here, you can see that it's the same. The FDI here, it's the same that they're asking below, but what they are doing, they are just, you know, interpret the question in a different sense. So they wanted to see four reasons why the foreign, you know, business and, you know, may be willing to invest in the Caribbean region. And the whole reason why we are seeing that the foreign investments or foreign business want to invest in our Caribbean region is because it will increase the capital in our, you know, region, and therefore what it will do for us is to help reduce the unemployment rate. Because remember guys, in the Caribbean a lot of persons are being unemployed. Therefore what it will do for us is to ensure that it's eliminating the unemployment rate, or I would say high employment rate. And it also help remove the balance of payment. And when you're talking about balance of payments, is to, you know, the more work labor we have and the more person working, the better salary for us guys. So, you know, like eventually things will not be so bad. So we're talking about remove the balance of payment. They wanted, you know, pay to be on a, I would say, a good level. And we're talking about it also would increase government's revenue through taxation. And what we're talking about here for the region, the more tax, I would say, the more tax the government can take, I would say, take from us, is the more better, or the more greater his revenue will be. Because remember guys, that's what all government do. They love, you know, to, you know, tax. So that's how the government live guys. They live through based through the increase of tax. That's how their revenue will be, you know, on a highway. I'm a little bit sleepy guys, just trying to cope. Here, these questions are a little bit blank, so we will be just reasoning them out together guys. So here we need to outline two ways in which human resource, you know, could assist in reducing economic problems of country. Alright, so when we're talking about two ways in human resource development could assist reducing the economic problem. Alright, so first thing first guys, we can mention about labor force. So let me just type labor force. So we are talking about human resource. We are talking about labor force. Alright, oh my gosh, this is putting me under so much pressure now. Well, let me just labor force. So we're talking about labor force, guys. I'm just gonna elaborate as you guys go ahead. So labor force would outline one ways we're talking about like increasing. So you could say increasing the labor force. So once you're increasing the labor force, what it will do for which the HR, which we are talking about human resource development, could assist in reducing economic problem. We're talking about once we are increasing the labor force, then therefore we would have, let me just write increase in here. All right. Oh my gosh, a little bit tired guys, but I'm trying to cope. All right, increasing labor force. So we're talking about increasing labor force. So we're talking about ensuring the more labor force we have here guys, it would be the less, you know, unemployment rate. And the less unemployment rate, that would, you know, that would default to, you know, less, I would say, you know, less poverty, right? Less poverty, less crime, all of those. Therefore the world would, or I would say the whole Caribbean country would be a better place, or a better country in the sense, because the more labor force we have, more work, less unemployment people, and that will, you know, contribute in reduce the economic problems of the of the CARICOM countries. All right, and another ways what the HR development could assist in reduce the economic problem is to it could, I would say, let me just type it here, is to build, let me just build you I all right, build better, just a moment. All right, so you could build better connection, right? Alright, so we are talking about better connection, guys. We are talking about, eventually building, when you're talking about connection here, we are talking about once you're building better connection, it could also improve in getting work. Alright, so we're talking about building like programs, because remember the CARICOM now, guys, what it will do here is to ensure that we are a partnership with other Caribbean countries. So we are talking about build a better connection. The build a better connection here, we have seen that programs there would have been where we are having like farming. So we are talking about, let me give you an example for building better connection. For example, we are talking about farming. So like for in certain Caribbean country, we are seeing that they had farming program, in the sense where we can go ahead, persons are going on farm work and all of those. Therefore, that would reduce the economic problem in the CARICOM country. So once they go on most of these stuff, we see that a better connection would be there. So once they can be a farmer, guys, here in Jamaica, not just Jamaica, but in other CARICOM countries. Therefore, we seen that the sir, can I get this people with all the answers, please? Sure, Kayla. You'd have to. All right, guys. We have 30 person watching the stream. Please check in the description right now, please. And everyone, go ahead and follow my Instagram, please. All right. That's where you guys can DM me, and I can send you the paper. All right. I will just DM me there, guys. Because I can't. Any one of those, because I don't normally check email that regular these days, guys. But you can just DM me on Instagram. All right. DM me on Instagram. You can send me your email on there as well, and I will just send it, please. All right. So everyone, check my description here, and everyone just follow me on Instagram. All right. Thank you so much. I'm a little bit tired, and we can just everyone, guys, can just drop a like on the stream. All right. So we're talking about farmer, guys. We are seeing that it will build a better connection. So we just need to outline these two ways in which the human resource development could assist to reduce the economic problem in the country. All right. Good. Oh gosh, oh my. So sorry, guys, I'm a little bit tired. Alright, so we need to explain two ways in which local shoe manufacturer firm can use technology to boost its level. Alright, so two ways we can say media. Alright, so you can say media. And the other one, we can even use well, media is a type of technology. In the sense where we can build media. So for media here, guys, we are seeing that the media will boost its production level, because having media, guys, would have more art. I would say more customer, and the more customer we have, it's the better. It's the better I can see. All right. Alright, guys, so sorry about that. So we're talking about media here. We are talking about, since we're having a media, what it will do is to boost its production level. And the reason being because more media, guys, is to boost the customer chain, in the sense where we'll have more customer engaging. Alright, so therefore we are seeing that the local shoes manufacturer firm can use the technology. So just to boost its production level. So we can say media. What you can elaborate more on the media here, and what they can do as otherwise is to also say promote. So they can promote their business in a sense, but they can promote it not just by on the media, but they can promote it via posters, all of those, not just electronically, but they can promote it through even posters, all of those. So I would say posters, via posters, are all of those stuff, guys. Alright, are distributed. Alright, posters are distributed. I'm a little bit tired, guys, trust me. I don't think I'm even spelling this right. Let me just spell it one more. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, distributing. I'm a little bit tired, guys, trust me. Alright, distributing, guys. We're talking about like distributing, alright? Like all of these sets. So we can see we can promote via media. Therefore, we're talking about the keyword is to use technology. What they can do to boost their production level. So you know, we just need to elaborate on these points and we should good. Alright? Does everyone understand the comment section? Yes or no? Let me know. We have 28% watching the stream. Alright, so far. We have 28% watching the stream. Guys, I need everyone interaction. Everyone can comment in the comment section. Let me know. Does you guys understand? And if you're new to the channel, welcome to csecnow. And to be a part of the family, guys, make sure everyone do, you know, subscribe if you're new. Turn on the post notifications when I go live or post any future references video. You guys can be notified. If this is your final year in school, I wanted to say, you know, well, you have come to, you know, a great milestone. And you know, well, I don't know, well, if you guys will be still here, so you know, still be doing back 6C or whatever be the case. But I really appreciate everyone that's been supporting me through the past, yeah, I could say, well, months, or you know, I mean, because it's gonna be a year since I really start this, I would say, psychological in the teaching on YouTube itself, not just teaching but on YouTube. So I really appreciate all of you, and I really love all of you guys, alright? And thank you for, you know, giving your time to watch my videos on all of that and to share as well. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna finish up the other section of the paper, and I will be going bed. I think it's, wait, oh, it's finished. This is the end. Alright, this sounds good. This sounds very great. Alright guys, this is the end of the paper. It seems I know though, because you know, let me know in the comment section. Does everyone understand, guys? Because this is the end of the paper, and I wanted to say, you know, thank you so much guys for watching, and I really appreciate all of you here with me. Alright, I really appreciate all of you guys. Alright, hello sir, hello Carrie, hello Jay, what's up? How's everyone going? How's everyone going? Gianna, what's up everyone, guys? How's everyone going? We have 33 guys. Can we get 50 likes before I end the stream, please? Can I get 50 likes before we end the stream, guys? This is the final of the paper, and any questions, let me know. Sorry, any questions, guys, just let me know real now, alright, before I end the stream, because trust me, I'm really tired and I need to get some rest. I don't think, alright, my gosh. Alright, I was thinking a lot of person been following me. Alright guys, we have 33 persons. Can everyone follow me on Instagram? Alright, check the description. Alright, so cause you guys may, you know, wanted to ask any questions, just follow my Instagram, guys. It's under the description. You can follow my Instagram, as I mentioned. If you have any new papers, past papers, please indicate in the comment section, and you guys could send me the paper. Someone says, sorry, you'll be doing paper 1 for POB. Yes, I will be doing a lot of paper 1 for POB, and I will be doing paper 1 for history as well, integrated science, for all the person that's been, you know, I would say, here guys, they're being, you know, always bothering me about the paper. What about the paper? I think it's paper 1 for integrated science, or paper 2, something like that. I don't quite sure, but I think it's integrated science though, and history. But guys, I will be doing those paper. Alright, that's why I mentioned that you guys need to follow me on Instagram, and you know, you guys could DM me, let me know, sir, I have this subjects, whatever, this day. Remember guys, I'm not really following with the time that you guys have the subjects, because I have a lot of stuff, you know, dealt in with. Alright, good. Any key terms, sir? Alright, let me, that we should know. Alright, you're talking about any key terms. Let me just give you a few. In principle of business, guys, alright, I need you guys to do these topics when you're going into the exams. Make sure you know about any let me explain something to you. So we need to know, let me just write it here. So you need to know about HR. You need to know how does HR operates. Alright, so once you know how HR operates in the business, we need to know about customer relations. So you're talking about relations. Alright, relations. We need to know customer relations. Alright, we need to know about, like, for example, just a moment. I hate right this cursor. We need to know about relations. So we need to know HR, need to know about relations. We need to know about like the customer chain and all of those. So like customer chain, we need to know about those. We need to know about requisitions, customer chain. There's a lot of topics, right? So but guys, I'm just giving you a few main one. You need to know what is customer chain. We need to know its benefits. We need to know its benefits, because let me ask you for the benefits about it, guys. Oh my god. They may ask you for the benefits. Alright. And we need to know its factor. Alright, so they may ask you for relations, like for example, let me just go ahead. If they were asking about any relations, depends on, like, for example, they would refer to public relation. So you're talking about public relation, for example. Let me just write it here. It's R2. So you need to know what is a public relation. You need to know its factors as well. So let's write it here. Guys, it's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot. But you guys just need to know main things, alright? And trust me, you can go into POB, use your common sense, and you guys should be good. All you guys need to do is to know the definitions, alright, and the main topics. Alright, you were asking, I would have to go ahead. Guys, the topics are a lot. So let me just outline it here. Let me just show you a few topics that they will, be on the subject. So we need to know about either of this. We need to know about business. So first thing first, you need to know characteristics about an entrepreneur. So when you're talking about entrepreneur, guys, you need to know about this. What is an entrepreneur? They may ask you this. This could be the first thing on the question on the paper. They may ask you this first question on the paper. What is an entrepreneur? This. So we need to know this, guys. Alright, and we need to know the characteristics as well of an entrepreneur. So we need to know these. Alright, so I'm just giving you, I can't really give you a topic because they may throw out any topic, but you need to know these main. So we need to know what is an entrepreneur, we need to know the characteristics. Therefore, we need to know about this. They may ask you what is a feasibility study. Does everyone understand what is this? Alright, and trust me, tomorrow you guys, you will see this on your exam and you'll be asking me how I know all of this. Don't worry. They may ask you what is a feasibility study. They may ask you factors of feasibility study. So you need to know the factors as well. Alright? Why should you do a feasibility study before you start a business? Alright? So we need to know about all of these. Alright, are you guys taking notes? Let me know. Alright, so you guys could do, if I can go through a few topics tomorrow, I'm not sure. Before you guys go to exams, I will try my best. Just try to take notes. What is a entrepreneur? What is its characteristics? Know about feasibility study. Know the factors about a feasibility study. Simple meaning, before you start a business, why should you do a feasibility study? You wanted to do it because you don't want to know that business will be fail. And then we need to know about stakeholders. Guys, you need to know the difference between stakeholders and investors. So they may ask you what is the difference between stakeholders and investors. Does you guys understand what's going on here? Let me know. Alright guys, we have 47 likes. Can we get 50 likes before we go, guys? Because I'm going to end the stream after this. I'm just giving a few topics that you guys will need. Alright. Please let me know. Alright, so we need to know about investors. We need to know the difference between investors and stakeholders. And first thing, guys, we need to know what is I would say, the characteristics of our stakeholders. So you need to know the characteristics. Alright, characteristics. It's hard to write it, this thing. You need to know the characteristics about stakeholders, right? The characteristics. Alright, does everyone understand what's going on here? Alright, so we need to know the characteristics of stakeholders, and we need to do some research on investors. Alright, is this the end? Yes, Jesse. Alright, and I need everyone. Okay, Jesse, you're late. You can watch back the live, alright? It's fine. And please ensure that everyone followed my Instagram. I will really appreciate it, guys. The link is in the description right now, alright? So you can just click in the description, click on the video, guys. Click on the description and you will see all of the links. You just click on Instagram. Let's connect on Instagram and you can follow me on Instagram, guys. Please, alright? Good. Any other questions that you guys need, just ask me on Instagram before your exams. If I need to email the paper to you, then I should do so. If any clarification, then you feel free to ask, alright? So you guys need to know these topics, because I'm just going over this and then I will end the live. We need to know about socially and economic development. But when you're talking about, we just need to know about these terms. So if they are talking about economic, they are talking about the country. Alright, so we need to know that they are talking about the country. They are talking about socially, they are talking about the people. Alright, it's about like us, it's about us. So we're talking about economic, we're talking about the country development. Economic could be the people, it's friendship, it's cooperation, it's, you know, partnership. Alright, all of those. We need to understand those. And we need to know what is, I would say, they may ask you what is proper documentation. They may ask you this. Alright, we need to know what is proper documentation. We need to know what is a transaction. They may ask you what is a transaction or a business transaction, perhaps. All of these, you guys need to know these terms. Alright, good. And they may ask you what is, yes, they may ask you what is this, the pro forma invoice. Alright, so for you, Jesse, that is late, let me just go over a few things for you. Alright, you can watch back the video though, but I'm just going over a few things. A pro forma invoice would be an invoice that is sent by a supplier at a request of a prospective purchaser. Alright, so we are talking about a pro forma invoice. Does everyone understand what's going on here? What about sole trader? Yes, you need to know what is a sole trader as well, Jay. Alright, you need to do your research on that. Do a research on sole trader characteristics. Do research on entrepreneur characteristics. What you need to be. You're welcome, Jesse. And you need to do a research on purchase requisitions. What is a purchase requisitions? Alright, they may ask you what is they may ask you this, and it's not me, but it's must. Alright, they must like they gotta ask you this. What is a leadership? They may ask what is for a business leadership. What is the characteristics for a good leader or a good leadership? Alright, so we know that a pro forma invoice would be like a invoice. It's showing that the buyer, the goods and services have been supplied. So for example, they are talking about the pro forma invoice. We are talking about it's like a preliminary agreement. So it's like an agreement, guys, right? So example, we can say, you know, sorry, for example, we can say agreement. So it's just like a preliminary agreement. It's not an agreement that is permanent. It may change, but it's an agreement. Alright, so you need to know these. Alright, so like you just you know join in the live, you can, you know, go back on the live after I end the live and you can watch it back over. Alright, you can even watch it back over while you're on the live now. Just click on the processing continuation and just scroll back to the first starting of the live. When you're talking about purchase requisitions now, guys, we need to know what this mean. Alright, you guys, you don't have to be the same meaning as I have, so you don't have to study my meaning word for word. You just need to know what does it mean. Purchase requisition. Alright, So for me now, the whole reason why I said purchase requisition would be help the control. I'm talking about it's, I would say the also function it could be, because it's a control the movement of stocks. But the meaning that you could write, guys, you can say that a purchase requisition can be, a request. You can either use a request from employee or department to buy goods or service. So you can say it could be a request. I don't know why I can't write this good. So you can say it's a request from, anyways, I can't write this, guys, but it's a request from employee, right? It's a request from employee to our department to buy goods or service. All right. So that's what I mean by purchase requisition. All right. And for example of purchase requisition, we can say like they are trying to get a laptop. So if a person is trying to get a laptop, they can use a purchase requisition form to explain exactly what the laptop is and why they need it to work. Does everyone understand what's going on here? Does everyone understand what's going on here? So requisition, it's like most like they wanted to make a purchase. Like the employee, they want to make a purchase, but they would just state their whole reason. So it's a form. It's like a request from the employee to the department to buy goods or service. So it's a part of purchase, but it's like a request. So here, let me explain something to you. The requi, right? We are talking about requests. Alright, so we are talking about the same thing here. A request. Alright, so it's like a purchase request, but it's from the employee to the organization, therefore, to buy either, I would say, to buy goods or services. Does everyone understand what's going on? Because I'm going to end the live now, guys. I'm just going on the few topics that you guys need to study. And you need to know about insurance. You need to know the difference between non-life insurance and I would say life insurance. Alright. I'm a little bit tired, guys. Trust me. I can't go any further. I'm really tired. Alright, and you guys need to know what is the principle of insurance. So you need to do this. You need to do the principle. You need to know about the principle of insurance, guys. Alright. So research all of these. Try to know them word for word. Simplest terms that you can. Principle of insurance. Sorry. And you guys need to know. Yes, insurance is good. You guys need to know about loss. You guys need to know about profits. Alright, you guys need to know about all of those stuff. Risk, all of those. They may ask you what is a risk. They may ask you what is as Lee Kwan was mentioning about. They may ask you what is a indemnity. They may ask you what is autonomous and all fate and all of those. We need to know what is public relation. We need to know the two types of public relations. So we need to know different, not just two types. So we need to know the types of public relations. Does everyone following? Please research these. I'm outlining them. Please know what is a public relation, what is the types of public relation. Try to know ways how public relation can benefit. Not just community. Tomorrow, guys, they may not use community. They may say country. Alright? So they may change it up on you guys. Instead of community, they may say country. Alright, that's how C6 is. It's the same question, but it's in different form. So if you don't know what is public relation, there's no way you could answer between community and our country. So we need to know what is the difference. Does everyone follow it? Iodine is used to test starch. Yeah. That's, yes. If you're testing starch in, for example, if you are using well, this class is, it's principle of business, but if you're going to integrated science, yes. So when, sir, you're doing paper one? Paper one for what subject am I? You're talking about integrated science or for POB? Because I am not really getting what you're saying. Alright, good. So here guys, we need to know what does consumer behavior is. They may ask you, what is this? Consumer behavior. And we need to know 3 factors of consumer behavior. I already go through them. One was taste, one was brand loyalty, and one was quality. That was the 3 of them. But here, seeing that most of you just joining the live, you can watch it back over. Alright? But we need to know all of these. We need to know the 3 factors, and we need to know the consumer's behavior. We need to know what is a consumer behavior and what is the 3 factors of consumer behavior. And we need to know what is it's the same. What is logistics? We need to know what is a logistics. We need to know what is supply chain operation. All of these terms, please get familiar with them. We need to know the difference between bill lading and airway bill. They may ask you the difference between them, or they may ask you to give examples. So we need to know examples, guys, of these. Alright, so we need to know examples of bill lading. So once we can give examples, we can know what they're talking about. Remember, I give you examples here, guys. One is about sea transportation. The bill lading is about sea, and the air bill lading is about air. Alright guys, well, I'm ending here because I can't really go much over this. I'm a little bit tired, can't force it. So good night to everyone, guys. Can we get 60 likes before we end the stream? Yes, Raj, you need to do research on entrepreneur or stakeholders. Need to know the function, need to know the characteristics, and all of those. Alright. Oh my god. So I just to say good night to everyone, guys. Thanks everyone for joining in. I'm a little bit tired, trying to get some rest. My time now is 11:16 in the night, and I will catch up with you in the morning, guys. So alright, alright, so everyone can follow me on Instagram as I mentioned. Any other questions or queries, guys, you can feel free to DM me. Alright, so good night everyone, and thank everyone for participating in the comment section, and I hope you learned something new. I will see you as well, tomorrow if I go live in the morning. I mean, may I just go over just a few, I would say a few topics, but I won't go over any paper. I'll just go over like a few topics and explain. So good night everyone, and you do have yourself a great one. Alright, so good night everyone. Amaya, Flavia, Raj, Kerry, Jesse, Jay, Folk, everyone in the comment section. Alright, there's a lot of name here: Joey, Daquan, Anna, Devontae, Chevy, and the rest of persons here. Alright, good night to everyone, and thank everyone for making it with CSecNow, and see you tomorrow. Alright, good night guys. Alright guys, we get 60 likes before we go. Alright, I'm not ending the stream until we get 60 likes. And it's like 57. Alright, that's a few more. Alright, give me at least 2 more likes, guys. That's it. Good. It's not too bad, guys. 58. We need 2 more, guys. And that's it. 59. One more, guys. One more like. One more. Come on, guys. We have more. We have like 23%. One more like. 60. One more. That's it. One more. Yes, good. Alright, good night, Jesse. What time tomorrow? Well, Jesse, as I mentioned, I don't know. So that's why I told you guys to, to DM me. Alright, follow me on Instagram. Because I don't know. Maybe I go live in the morning. But please let me know what time you have exams tomorrow, please. Before I end the live, guys. What time? Because I don't know what time you guys have exams. What time? What time though? What time you guys have exams? You have to let me know, so I could schedule a time that I could just review a few topics before what time you guys have exams tomorrow? Because my time is different from yours. In Jamaica here, my time is 11:19 p.m. in the night. Wait, depends on the 9. Wow, that's early though. 9. Alright guys, I will just go over a few, well, I'm not promising you, but The ski Pablo says 9. Whoa. Jay says 9. Alright guys, 9. That's early. That's really early though. Whoa. Alright guys, well I'm not promising you what I will try my best, so I'll see you guys, well, tomorrow, or I will not post when I go live. Just keep your post notification on, guys, and good night to everyone. Alright, make sure all of the person that watching my live now go ahead and follow my Instagram. Can get me at least 100 followers on the Instagram page. Alright, and see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you for making it with csecnow. Kudos. Alright, good night to everyone. Thank you for making it. csecnow.